All right, there we have it. Back again for the second episode of the self-isolation season of the podcast.
Yeah. It'll probably be lasting till 2 more years.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows how long we'll be here? But hey, this I actually kind of, what's funny is I actually don't hate this doing it this way. Like I love doing it the other way, obviously. But
Yeah,
but this kind of way is actually kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool too, But
I like it.
yeah,
Just,
and
you don't
now
gotta leave or move or
yeah, exactly. Right?
do anything.
Kind of what we're doing now. You're sitting
Yeah,
around, not doing a whole lot, but
nothing. Doing
yeah.
nothing. Yeah.
Loving the backgrounds instead of like last time you're on your couch. Last time, now you're in your studio, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of lights going on, and we're in the daytime. It looks cooler at night, but
Oh, I'm sure it would.
We'll do it. We'll do a nighttime podcast.
Yeah.
Next time, and I'll just do it in complete darkness.
That's right. It's just all the lights just
in a space station.
Holy shit. Yeah, man. I'd ask how you're doing, but I know.
I'm around.
Yeah, you're surviving.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
You were telling me how much of a bump on a log you were yesterday. And then I thought to myself, what else are we supposed to do, really? Like, I know, you know what I mean? Like, you feel bad about like just sitting around, but
it's like a fugue state.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like. Like I wake up, I make breakfast, whatever, shower, do whatever, and then for me, I just go and I drive around.
Yeah.
For like an hour or two, listen to music, I guess, and then come home and like fool around with music for a little bit, and then play games, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
Next time you just look at the clock, it's 2:30 in the morning, and you're like, holy shit! Like what?
Or in our case, what was it, 3 or 4?
3:30. Holy fuck!
Oh my goodness!
But listen, man, like. It's funny because I'm sure a lot of the listeners are going to be like,
"Here's more shit."
Look at that! Yeah. That's probably the piano that was used for the little piano. The piano tune that we use in the middle of the.
Oh yeah, is that? Oh yeah, we don't have that anymore, do we?
No, I put it in. I still use it in the audio version.
Oh, sweet.
So the video one doesn't have that, but the audio one.
I love that. It's just so randomly beautiful out of nowhere.
It's so funny too because I have some of the people that listen to it, the podcast, they go, "What? Like it's so, like it's a great little audio piano riff." But like they're like, what? Like it's kind of they're like it's a little out of place, isn't it? And I'm like, that's the point. Because that's the whole point.
Look at Trailer Park Boys.
Exactly.
That was the vibe I was going for. I'm like, well, I just want to do something that's completely not suiting our thing at all.
Yeah.
We're swearing on opinions and we're pieces of shit and all this crap. And then all of a sudden it's just like
so lighthearted, just like
oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So whimsical.
I didn't know what else to come up with. I recorded it and that's what came up. So I was like, okay, there it is. I just went
yeah. So good, man. Yeah. What the fuck? I feel like I was talking about something before we talked about the video. People in the podcast probably aren't going to really care that much about this, but dude, I've become obsessed with Hunt Showdown. Like I have to say, I
noticed.
I research it. I watch YouTube videos on it. I watch people playing it on Twitch, even though it's PC. But fuck it, it's not good. Like, my wife is like, we were going on a walk one day.
You're like, well,
and so
do that in game.
And randomly she's like, she started talking to me about something, and then I literally immediately changed the subject and started talking about Hunt Showdown. I'm like, yeah. So this last time, me and Jer were in this barn, and this one guy's on the left, and we didn't know he was coming. Then all of a sudden, he was right there in front of him, and then he shot him with a bomb lance, and like I'm talking all this stuff, and she's like, oh my god, I don't care.
I
Like,
don't
and I'm
give
just
a
like,
shit.
I'm like, it's Hunt Showdown, man. It's Hunt Showdown. I don't know.
That's Katie in a nutshell too.
So.
Like I find myself, I'll be telling her scenarios that happened in game, and she's just like,
Oh man.
"Sound real scary stuff, Jer. Like, can we watch this movie now?" Or I'm like, "You don't understand
I
it."
know. People don't get it. I had this like an
I was
honest.
coming, and he was like, "Hey, I know you guys are in there." I was like, "Oh shit, he knows we're in here," and we're all like freaking out because you can hear each other, right? So now I'm like, "But we're in party chat, but they're in game chat," and I'm like trying to explain it. There, she's like. Like glazed over.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
not give a shit
Just
at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's like,
don't.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
great.
care.
Okay, I'm going to bed.
It was
All
actually
right.
funny last night when you're like, look at Paul's character. Doesn't he look like, uh, doesn't he look like Blade? And then she's just like, oh yeah, okay, well I'm gonna go watch Alien 2, and you're like, we watched that already. She's like, oh, 3 then. I mean, oh okay, all right, see ya.
All right. Well, see ya.
But you guys installed a VHS machine, didn't you?
Katie did. She loves her old stuff,
That's awesome.
like old technology, old. So it's a nostalgia thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Like
I've
she wanted to play Nintendo. She's like, "Oh, you want a game? Like, I'll kick your ass." And we were gonna play Mario.
how'd that go?
You know how it's like there's Mario and then there's Luigi,
Yeah,
and then whoever
yeah.
beats the board has their letter. She had to be Mario. There was not one M on that map. She's like, dies, and then I'll go just beat the board. She's like,
That's
we've
awesome.
never played games together since.
Oh boy.
I can't let her win. I can't. So
Yeah, Dan, I don't like Dan and I. Yeah, Dan doesn't like playing video games with me really, but we try sometimes play N64 like Mario Kart or whatever. But she's actually pretty good at Mario Kart. I'll give her that. But man, old school games, I love. It's a good point. Like the nostalgia of like the old consoles and like I don't know. Like I have an old record player. Like I have my dad's like 70s record player downstairs. It doesn't sound like obviously like the greatest probably that it could, and I could probably set it up in a different way probably, but I mean I have it on your old monitors that you gave me, and they sound great.
But the thing with that is they're
it's analog to digital.
Right, but those speakers in particular, like these ones too, they're made to be a flat response, like across the board, no dips and dives. You're supposed to do that in the music.
Right.
Some stuff will, boost the bass, and the treble is a little different in some speakers, so it sounds good, but only in that set of speakers. That's why it's got to be flat. So that might sound different.
Yeah.
Unless you EQ the shit yourself or just,
Yeah, I mean, I tried to adjust based on how I think it sounds, but I mean, it's based on my personal hearing of it, I guess. I don't know, but I still think it sounds great. Like, to be honest, I wasn't sure what to think and what it was going to sound like when I hooked it all up, but I was actually pretty shocked by the quality of the audio, the quality of the music coming out, considering it's like a 1973 Sony record player. Like, it probably needs a new needle on the arm, but I don't know.
To be honest, music in general, overall, like the bigger, the grand scheme of things, I like things that are raw, imperfect, dirty.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I'm only digital working on stuff now, but it's just like it's too perfect.
Yeah.
And it's a robot, like I think that's why the old music still. It's just better. It just is.
Yeah.
Not because it was the first time that was done or that style or whatever. It's just.
Yeah.
Everyone's always talking about that sound, the warmth, and that's just the dirtiness and the hissing and the little bit of air that's happening that's not in today's music, which makes it have life.
It's like recording it's like where you're recording now, like in terms of the film industry, like recording on 34 millimeter film or recording, digitally onto a hard drive. You know what I mean? Like the film grain look has a certain nostalgia to it that people
Yeah.
like. Some directors and film companies still shoot on film, but most are turning to hard drives and shooting on the red camera and all that stuff, which obviously there's a reason for it because of the amount of quality of the video that's being put out nowadays. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a certain feeling to a 34 millimeter film grained look, and the same thing goes for like I mean I don't really know the ins and outs of how they recorded onto vinyl, but the fact that they put like a disc on this like recording thing and like literally it carves out, like, you know what I mean? Like it's literally carving it out onto onto the vinyl record. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's
It's
nuts. Like
it's pretty insane to
you got,
even come up with that in the first place. It's like, ooh, what?
and like the the room for error is almost like if you make a mistake, what happens? You take the record off and you start all over again. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
I don't know.
That's what I mean. It's like it's crazy. It's nuts. Like they have to do a perfect set. They have to do a perfect song every time. Like that's I don't know. I think that's insane. And then as you say, there's room. Like if they make a mistake or if someone misses a note or whatever, it's on the recording, and
Yeah,
there's not
that's
really
it.
much you can do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
I don't
crazy.
know. I like mistakes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Uh, I've been doing midnights for the last 3 weeks at my work. I'm actually going on a weekend night binge at work Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week, and I'm not used to it. I've done day shifts for 8 years, so because this new
That's
rotation.
kind of 8 years. I thought it was every couple
Oh, I
months you were
started my
back
job
and
in
forth.
so I started my job in 2011. Maybe it's not 8 years, maybe it's like 7. But like I started my job in 2011, and maybe the first year I did like a rotation of night days and nights, and then a new guy came in, and he was on my rotation, and he's like, "Hey, like, are you cool with doing full time days?" And I was like, "Sure." Pull up, twist my arm, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but now because of this COVID-19 thing, and they're trying to limit only 2 people at work per day, um, they've had to stretch the shifts out and change the rotation, and so everyone's doing nights basically and days. So even the all-time day nights guys have to do day shifts, which obviously is probably a big change for them as well. But what I'm getting at is I don't know. I gotta give props to the people that constantly do nights or do rotations of days and nights. Like I don't know, man. Like I am not a big fan of sleeping in. I've never have been personally, but like now that I'm going to bed at 4 and then waking up at like noon or 1 even, I don't know. It's strange for me. Like I don't know. And then when I'm at work to have to try to stay awake until 7 a.m., like from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's it's tough. It's tough. So props to the people who
Yeah,
work
I
overnight.
couldn't.
It's a
I
rough go.
couldn't.
Yeah, seriously. And if you think there's nothing going on during the day, there's even less going on after like 1 o'clock in the morning. At a TV station, it's like all the lights are off. And everyone, and you're just kind of glazed over. So, but
Yeah, that seems
I
no
can't
thanks.
wait. I can't wait until I can go back to my normal rotation, man. This fucking shit kind of sucks.
Yeah. At first when it was like, oh, you're on lockdown and stay home, I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, right.
I can do nothing and play
At the big
games or whatever. But now it's like, ugh.
at the beginning, it sounded good.
Well, that's I hate Mondays. Like weekend and all this shit. Well, it's like permanently
Yeah,
weekend
it's
now.
like
So
what fucking day is it again? Oh right, yeah, that one. Okay, well whatever. They're all the same anyway. you know.
so funny. I woke up earlier. Well, we were supposed to do this at 12 or whatever, but we did it a little later. And I'm like waking up and I get your text or I'm like, oh my god, why am I sleeping so long? And I'm like, Katie, we should get up. Huh? She's just like, for what? I'm like, what? I guess you're right. That's like I got a podcast.
Guess you got a point there.
That's it. You know, like you know what? Let's prolong it.
Mhm.
That's what I'm doing today. So it's like let's let's enjoy it. You know, like because holy shit.
Yeah, seriously.
Until we play Hunt Showdown again.
Oh God, I cannot wait. Honestly, fuck. I
And
think about it all the
actually,
time.
uh, Lambo, this guy
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we play with, he messaged me today. He's like, bro, he's like, I'm really sorry I left. I should have stayed. That was great. I had a good time.
He definitely should have stayed.
I'm like, how was the, you know, sailing
Sea
the
of
seven
Thieves.
seas?
Yeah.
He's like, it's not the same. It's not the same. I'm like, I know. But he's all gung ho to play. He was asking me like right now. I'm like, man,
Cool.
relax.
Yeah, we'll have to get him back in. Oh my God, it's hard to relax though. Like I totally feel his energy towards the game. Like we had a couple. That's the thing about this friggin' game is that like we had two great highs. Like kill the guys with the bounty, take theirs, then kill the other monster, take those bounties, then get out. Literally, we were almost on the thing for the entire hour that the game had lasted, and then we got out with both bounties. What a game! And then Lambo leaves. And things start to change. Now, I'm not saying that Lambo is the whole reason why we got screwed over, but like
it does help having 3.
Yeah, it is
over
a big
2,
help having one extra.
But I mean, but we had all our stuff.
Yeah.
And we're like, man, like, will you believe that last game? Wow, woo! And then we're just like, I think there's hunters to the right.
Yeah. I think people would play Call of Duty Warzone a little differently if the stakes were that high. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's why Hunt Showdown is so good because the stakes are so high. If you die, you lose your shit, you know? And if imagine in Warzone, if you lose your loadout or you lose, you know what I mean? Like you lost something that.
Well, you do if you're completely dead.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true.
But it's not like you have some guy that you care about.
Yeah.
Every game, it's like new who gives a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing, and I think, there's 3 reasons why I like Hunt better now. And the reason is, I don't know, like every game is completely different.
Totally.
It's not like you go and you do this, it's shrinking, you got to go here. Like, nothing shrinks, you know, other than when you get a clue, you're like, you know, the monster's not in this zone, or this zone. But there's not some like, hurry up, the circle's coming to kill you.
Yeah.
Right? So you can be in the game for 10 minutes, you could be in there for 1, you could be in there for an hour. It's up to you, right? Which is cool. Second reason, you're not playing with PC people.
Right. Which is like a huge thing.
I don't understand. In all these competitive games, and like cheating will not be tolerated, this and that, and blah, blah, and everything. It's all about the competitiveness of it. And then you throw consoles against guys with mouse and keyboards. Suddenly, it's not fair anymore. And like, we have aim assist. Okay, cool. It just doesn't matter. And then cheats are more rampant on PC. That's why I got out of computer gaming. Even though I have the shit to do it, I just I get pissed off too much with it. So I think every time I'm dying in Call of Duty, there's an extra layer of that's probably a mouse and keyboard, and it's just like it pisses me off more. I don't know.
Yeah,
and,
no. I totally
and also, and the third thing, Hunt, you could take somebody out with one shot.
Yep.
If you hit him in the head or you miss, like that's your fault. Where you're positioning, that's your like. I feel like Call of Duty is like you put 100 shots in a guy, then he's down, then you got to put another 100 in him while he's already dead on the ground to kill him.
Yep.
That should be like a one shot once he's on the ground. You've already killed the guy. Mm-hmm. I understand, give him time, give the teammates and whatever, but I don't know. It's inconsistent.
Very much so.
Every time you die in Hunt, which is even more so.
Oh my God.
Extremely frustrating. But it's always like, well, that was my fault though. Right. Like you never feel like there was any weird thing going on other than I missed the shot. So
totally.
Of course I died.
Half the time you go down and Hunt is because you either probably missed your shot and they hit theirs, or you maybe shot them in the chest and they shot you in the head. You know, and it's like game over. You know, and there's not much. Or they maybe are a little more strategic than you in terms of shooting and moving rather than staying on your ADS and which I
being
haven't I
slow.
have a tendency to do.
But that's the
I'm
problem.
trying to
It's
learn and get better at.
Well, that's the thing with playing Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
You're aim down sights a lot, and your speed doesn't really get affected
Right.
like this does.
Like this one does, yeah.
So, and the swaying of the weapons and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta be quick and move. Like,
Yep.
it's because they're just doing the same thing. And if you're just like, slowly and like looking at them like this, they're like, all right, you're dead. Call of Duty, you're fucking sprinting, helicopters exploding. Although I gotta say, the
the
funniest thing
helicopter shit.
it's hilarious. But I'm talking about Hunt when
Oh.
you were playing. I get killed, murdered because I was running around like an idiot. It was my fault. I set off some birds and some zombie attack. Like so much noise. And okay, there's a guy. I'm dead. I die. Paul's alone now. He's trying to get to my body.
I hate being alone.
So there's Paul. There's about 8 million monsters behind him, in front of him, dogs on the side, and then there's 2 sets of hunters also fighting on opposite sides, and he's trying to get to my body.
Yep.
So you're just like running. And you're like, you piss off some dogs. You're like, oh shit. So all these dogs are chasing you. So you're like trying to run from the dogs. There's this guy who's on fire, okay?
Yeah.
And if you shoot him,
the immolator. Fuck.
It goes insane and just sprints at you full tilt. Like day 20. What was that movie with the zombies? They run full tilt.
28 Days Later.
28 Days Later, yeah. So this thing's chasing him now. He's got dogs, thing on fire. He's bleeding. He's trying to like stop bleeding. He's also on fire. Dogs are eating at his fucking ankles. All these zombies are on him, and hunters. Oh shit! Shooting shot. I was dying because like, fuck, I'm on fire. Fuck, I'm bleeding. Fuck, I'm bleeding.
Well, and like not to mention with all the carnage going on you, people don't realize the sound, like it almost drives you even more insane. Like the dogs barking, the immolator screaming, the sound of you burning, the sound of you bleeding, the sound of you trying to stop bleeding, the sound of the zombies chasing you, the sounds of the shots buzzing by your head. You can hear
you're like running through broken glass.
You're running through broken glass. Like it's ridiculous. Like the sounds are unbelievable. Like it almost melts your brain sometimes because there's so much sound. Like it's crazy. Can't even describe it. Like and it almost gives you anxiety because you've got there's things going on at once.
Absolutely.
You're just your brain's trying to process all this crap, and all I'm thinking is, oh, I got to go get Jer. I got to get Jer up because without you up, my chances of surviving this are very low. So like that is on my mind 100%. So it's like, oh my God. And so
much pressure. And it's just like, and I have all this expensive stuff. I have no money to get a better guy after this. Like this is my only guy. So if he dies, he's dead. He's gone. It's over. And we get no points. We get no XP. We get nothing. We have both bounties. Like, I mean, times can get hectic in Warzone 2. Obviously, there's 150 people.
For sure.
And it can be absolute, but it's hard to describe. Like, it's like more, I don't know. It's not as fun to be absolutely surrounded in Call of Duty as it is in Hunt, even though they're equally as stressful and like, I wish this wasn't happening. I find there's a certain different element to that because you can't be marked and have the button above your head for a little bit.
Yeah.
In Hunt, you can maybe run away, get away, hide in a bush for a second, then go around, get your buddy, and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Where it's like Call of Duty, as soon as you're surrounded, that's it, and you're dead. It's just a matter of who wins now. So
for sure.
And it's so arcadey, and I don't know. Like we did well. We played Warzone before we got on with Hunt there.
Yeah.
And we were doing pretty well. We won a few games, which was cool, but I don't know. I was still pissed off the majority of the time, even while winning. So I'm like, I think I'm just burnt out. I think I played a lot.
We won. Great. Yeah. No, I noticed you guys were on that for a bit. Do you have the PlayStation app on your phone, by the way?
No.
Oh, because
Well,
I got
should I?
well, I have the so I like to use it a little bit sometimes because I without having to sign in to see who's online, I can just open the app and sign in as myself, and then check my friends list and be like, oh, like I wonder if like Kyle or you or Drew are online. So I'll just pop it open and check my friends, and it'll tell me if you guys are on and what you're playing. So like I'll check it. I checked it at like 10 at night last night. I noticed that you guys were playing Warzone.
Yeah.
And I knew that I was going to come on at probably like 11:30. I wasn't sure if you guys were going to still be on, but I kept checking because I was like, oh, like I want to make sure that I didn't want to like. I would have texted you if all of a sudden you had gone offline, and I was like, hey man, just so you know, I'm going to be online at like 11:30 to play Hunt. So, um,
Yeah. No, I wanted to. I was just it's hard when Hunt Showdown costs what 50,
50.
$60 and Warzone's free.
Right.
You
True.
know what I mean? So it's like in order to get with that game, like you got to shell out 50, $60, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
it's not like that
For
with
Warzone.
Warzone, which is
Yeah.
they're going to have a stranglehold on a lot of games for a long time because of
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
I
For
think
sure.
that's they might even I think probably well like Fortnite did too, but they'll change the industry now. Now it's like, well, why would I buy that if this is
Right.
this quality
Yeah.
for free?
For free. Mm-hmm.
So now it's kind of like I don't know. I feel bad for game developers like guys like that who are putting a game like this together and here's a price tag and then this game comes out and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, it's free. I think
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
said have like 50 million people playing that apparently
Yeah. It's
already.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
50 fucking
But
million.
I've also heard that they've caught like 70,000 cheaters as well.
Yeah.
And that's not even probably amount to the amount of people that are probably cheating in the game for sure.
And I'm curious to see the percentage of that being PC people.
And I think that has a lot to do with a free game as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think that like paid games wean out some people that the cheaters a little bit. You know what I mean? To a degree, but
I
people still
don't
cheat
know. I
regardless.
don't know the numbers, but Hunt also did the same thing. They banned quite
Yeah.
a few.
Because I know that
But
you can get well, I researched that you can get Hunt. There are times when you can get Hunt for free on Steam, like for PC. But I don't think they've ever come out. I don't think Hunt's ever like offered like a big discount for the game on console. But
no, not because it's because I think it was like in what's the word like beta and everything on the PC first, obviously,
right,
right?
yeah, it was a
It's
PC game
Crytek. I
before
mean,
it
they
was a
make
console.
Far Cry, they make Crisis, all those games that are
Yeah.
PC,
Mm-hmm.
games. Um, but yeah, they did that. I think through going through the beta, you just kind of you opt into getting it free or closed beta. I don't know how it worked,
Yeah.
but now it's a full release. It's not a beta.
Right.
Now, is what
So
they
now
can
they're
still
charging
fix
for
some
it.
things, but the charge for it, yeah. But
You can because I
I'm
see.
really curious because crossplay is coming, but not for PC. Not for
Oh,
PC.
okay.
It'd only
I was
be
like,
consoles
no.
together. But even they said that too. They're like we have it's a really competitive game, and we don't want to tarnish it by. It's not fair to go against people with mouse and keyboard who are running at. Well, it's different in this case too, because it's also running at 30 frames a second,
Right.
where PC would be 60 or higher, and that's a gigantic game
Oh my
changer too.
god.
Where Call of
Oh,
Duty, you're at 60 frames at least on the consoles, and if you're at 100 and whatever on PC, it's not really going to matter at that point as long as you're doing 60.
right.
But
Yeah,
yeah, so I think that's why. But I'm glad because I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want to. That ruins it
it
a lot
does.
of times for me, and it drives me nuts. It's cool to play with your buddies on PC, but it's at the same time I don't want to. Fucking, it's not. It's good for the consoles.
Yeah.
Like, we can't compete with those guys. It's fine.
No, not at all. I agree. Um, how's the 100 push-ups thing going?
Oh well, I've done zero today.
Oh,
And
we just woke up, man.
I did
All
zero
right. Don't worry
yesterday.
about it.
So,
Oh. Well, it's okay.
uh,
You know what? You take it day by day, and whenever you feel up to it, that's you take it at your own pace, man. It's all good.
I'm so weak, right? So it's you don't do anything for a long time, and just like yeah, I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
as hard as possible. Like your body's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
But
Dane's been trying to get me to do more workouts, and I've been well, she says I'm slacking because, but I don't know, like she does a workout like every day and stuff, and I'm like, I can't do that. I don't want to. I don't. Not that I can't. I can, but I don't want to. I guess this is probably the main point of that is that I would rather not do one every
yeah,
day. But 100 push-ups is just. I said that to Dane when we got off last time, and she's like 100 push-ups. That's a lot. Like that's a lot to do. So
I think when people hear that though, they're like, yeah, no fucking way.
yeah,
But it's
no,
like space it out
yeah,
through the day. I'm not talking in one go. Like I'd be happy to do 15, 20 in one go.
yeah,
You know, proper push-ups. I mean, if I
right,
cheated and did the ones on my knees, it's a little different. But which I kind of do sometimes in between because it's like I got to do something. But
yep.
it's like too weak after you
Yeah,
do
I
like
know,
40,
yeah.
50. I'm like, it's like, what am I doing? I'm doing nothing. I don't feel stronger. I'm making it worse probably. Like I'm just like seizing all my muscles. So, but if you do like the half, at least you're doing something. And
Yeah,
that's
oh for
how the
sure.
philosophy should be the whole time. It's just I always got to do it proper or not at all, as opposed to just doing it and eventually it'll get better.
Get better, yeah. Yeah, I went underneath my house the other day and pulled out the like a pull-up bar that you can install in a doorway, like in a door frame.
You got a door, you got a gym.
You got a door, you got a gym. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I say every time I pull it out. I came upstairs with it, and she's like, "What's that for?" I was like, "You got a door, you got a gym." But
Scream at her.
that's right.
Okay, it's enough.
Yeah. But I've seen too many horror videos of people not installing it correctly and then jumping up on it and pulling up, and then the whole fucking frame of the door
Those are
goes
called
down.
hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but no, I installed it downstairs. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I've been just kind of installing and kind of busting things out that I used like when I was like a couple years ago when I was actually like into fitness a little more than I am now. Um, just to kind of have options, you know, like if I was like, oh, like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna see how many pull-ups I can do and just do it, you know. Or
Yeah,
you know, Dane's got like a band or the medicine ball like just kind of hanging out, so that's like right there, so it's like, okay, like, you know, let's do, I don't know, something with a band or whatever. Then instead of it being like under the house or in a closet somewhere that isn't
yeah.
readily available. um but yeah, the pull up thing is yeah,
That's tough
God,
too.
it's friggin' hard, man. Like I think I could probably do like two or three, and then I gotta be like, oh, I can't pull. My arms aren't strong enough to pull you. Oh, my back, I guess, isn't strong enough to pull myself up. But yeah,
Well, my wrists they're not in pain, but I feel it doesn't take much to.
all right, because you busted them pretty bad, right? Way
Yeah,
back when.
when I was 5, like a long time ago.
Yeah, which
But
is
I feel like they've never fully recovered. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird,
it's
and
a
I don't really notice until I'm at the
yeah.
gym and I'm lifting something, and then it's like you get to that point where this is really heavy. So I'm
Hmm.
like, I feel like I could do it. It's like, but my wrists are not able to. So
Yeah.
then I'd wear like the wraps and everything, and then
Yep. Wrap them
obviously
up.
you're obviously you're a pussy at that point. So
Wow.
it's what I'm saying. It's what I'm told. So I'm like, I don't want to be seen with these, and I think I'm some big shot, you know, like sleeveless shirt and friggin' the, you know, oh, look at this guy. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I know.
I'm too focused on what people think.
gyms are Gyms can be intimidating though, like for you know, like you know, you walk into a gym and you see like a bunch of dudes that are like, I don't know, they spend their lives there, you know. It's like, okay, um get a job. But like
Yeah, okay,
but
whatever.
yeah, all right,
Taylor, what
cool,
is this? Your
you
job,
know.
personal
And then
trainer?
yeah,
Workout.
and then you know, you I don't know. And then you see, and also I think what also can be intimidating, and I don't know, women might think differently when I say this,
Uh-oh.
but you know, you get a lot of ladies walking into gyms wearing some very tight and or maybe not that much clothing, really, and it's I think for some dudes who are trying to kind of get stronger and maybe more defined, even for probably for some women too who maybe aren't as fit, it can be intimidating. It can be disheartening to go and see these people, and you're like, oh God, like, do I really want to be here right now? Like, this is fucking stupid. I'm just gonna go home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I could see that. I could see that
Yeah.
affecting.
Or people doing crazy, like ridiculous, like
Right.
they're training for like the
Right.
biggest event of their life, training. Like, like using like I've seen it before, and I just like I remember I started to go to the gym, and I was like, going on the treadmill, and it's just doing simple shit just to get going. I'm like, started off and doing like a light jaunt or whatever. I like looked to the left, who's got the guy like with the breathing mask on. He's full tilt. Like beside him, like I look so stupid
Yeah, like,
next to
what
this
the
guy.
hell?
And then so you do. I'm like, I cut my run short. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be
I know.
next to this
I
dude.
know.
Look at how much I'm not doing. Like, fuck.
Yeah. This guy's got a
But
mask on. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, I don't know. It's brutal. It's brutal.
So now and during this COVID-19 self-isolation time, we can just work out in our own time and nobody can see us. And that means we're going to be doing more workouts. Right? Yeah. Yeah, we are.
I feel like there's all these things to do. It's like never had the time at work all the time. I just, too busy.
What
And then
else
all of a
have?
sudden it's just like there's nothing to
Yeah.
do.
Oh
And
my
then it's still
God.
like, I'm still too busy to do that.
Yeah. No, I'm just, yeah, I got something.
No, you're not. You're not. You're sitting. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. But it's hard to break everyone's routine.
Oh my God,
Like
it's really hard.
you do this, and then that happens, and it's like you structure kind of, and then you're
Yep.
just that's it. And then all of a sudden, all of it is just taken away, and then you're just like you're free of all of that, and you don't realize how much without that, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, yeah, for
Your
sure.
brain just adapts, and your body and everything, and then all of a sudden it's all gone, and you're still like it's weird.
Yeah.
Like
As a,
I play a lot of like I'm a gamer anyways,
yeah.
so I feel if it didn't have the gaming,
That'd be
it'd,
big.
it'd be a complete disarray, and I don't know how people who don't game or have a hobby or do something other than what they do,
Mm-hmm.
how they do this.
Yep.
And I really feel for those people
Oh
because
my God.
it's got to be torture.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like literally, if what you do is you go out and you socialize and then that's you don't really do other things like
Mm-hmm.
that is what you do, that's your entertainment, whatever, and all of a sudden you're not able to do that, and you're just like, well, I don't do anything else. Like I don't know, it's extremely tough.
And a lot of people are having trouble. A lot of people are having trouble with this staying inside thing, and I would even go like people who are living with someone else, people who are married, people who have girlfriends, people who are, again, who have kids and stuff. Like being isolated is obviously a pain in the ass in certain aspects, but you're with someone. Like you're with someone, you can talk to someone, having that out is great for that in that respect. But you feel bad for the people who are living at home, living single life, and at their home or at their apartment or wherever by themselves, and they can't see anyone or talk to anyone unless it's like this or with a phone call or whatever. Um, those people I can kind of feel for, because I mean, there's only so much shit you can do by yourself until you kind of get a little stir crazy and you're like, all right, like I need to see a human or talk to somebody else that, and
Yeah,
You know, and I mean, even if you're living alone and you have like a cat or a dog, yeah, sure, like that's great. You have something that comforts you. But I mean, there's only so long you can go talking to your cat or your dog.
It's always like you can talk to your cat
You know what I mean?
and never have a response.
Exactly. So it's like, you feel for those people specifically, I feel. Because yeah, like I personally feel, and I don't know if, obviously I haven't lived on my own for quite some time. But I feel like I could be a pro at this self-isolation thing personally. I think I could be in my house and only go out for groceries when I need it. I mean, I think I could be probably pretty good for the long haul, quite frankly. But of course, that means certain things can't go away. Internet, video games, like all of those like media related entertainments that we enjoy. If those started to go, then that would be a huge problem because
That's what I mean.
I don't read and
I
I don't do things that don't involve a TV, a computer, or a video console. So
yeah. Well, that's what I was getting to as well. I don't know. I'd be fine. I could do it too,
totally
but only because I have
right.
music.
Yeah.
Games, TV, movie, all that
Right.
shit that I
Right.
like to do anyways,
Right.
which is fine. But
Mhm.
yeah, if you didn't have any of those things, or like oh my god.
Like if the internet went down, like I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of people would be freaking out. I
Speaking of which, my internet went out.
right. Perfect segue.
A few times during this, but they're at random intervals. Like it's not like it'd be fine for like 7 hours, and then when I'm doing something that's important, the whole internet would just give out. So I was like, I don't understand, right? And I've been on like Wi-Fi and all this other shit for a while, which, as any gamer would know, is not ideal.
Not ideal.
Or downloading stuff for music or anything,
Yeah,
like
not
it's
ideal.
shit. You need to have good internet.
Yep.
So I actually finally have an Ethernet, and actually you can see behind me. Right?
Yeah, you can see it
around the door. It goes into the living room from the control panel upstairs, and it's like this huge thing. But it's been rock solid ever since. I'm like, oh my god, like it's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny because Katie came to save the day with her old schoolness. She likes her old movies and black and white stuff and old music, very old soul. All the new stuff, not really into it, right? And all the fancy crap, like just not really that big of a fan. So the internet goes down, right? And she gets home and from getting groceries or something, she's like, all right, what movie are we watching? I'm like, zero, because the internet's out. Like everything's streamed. We don't own anything anymore, right? And she's like, oh, okay, well, and then it's funny because we've lived together for so long and I completely forgot about this. She has this huge hope chest that's at the end of our bed, and I just see it as that. You put some shit on it and your feet or whatever.
Yeah,
like nothing.
yeah.
I don't even pay attention to it. She's like, oh, well, we can find something in here. Opens it up. All that's in there is VCRs. All these different like hundreds.
Oh, like videotapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? Do we even have a VCR? Apparently we did. So she goes and hooked it up, and we watch Aliens on
Awesome.
it. But has all that stuff and some old I forget what it was called. Like a very I don't want to say it. What's that guy's name? It's like black and white. He's running around, and it's all like sounds, and there's no dialogue. It's just like the things that come up.
Oh my God.
Right? Iconic. I can't.
Charlie Chaplin.
Chaplin. Yeah. So it wasn't that, but it was in that kind of vein, like that style of old and that type of humor and everything over the top, and like it's a theatrical play just happens to be filmed. You know what I mean? Like that's how it used to be.
God, that's old school.
But I didn't mind it because she always gets mad at me that I don't like to watch reruns.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over again. Like we could watch Jurassic Park 100 times in a week and she'd be all right with it. I'd be like, no. Like I get it, it's a good movie. We saw it. I need to watch something else, right? But then again, on the flip side, something like Breaking Bad or Fargo, or I'll rewatch that the entire series over and over again.
Yeah, yeah,
I've done that 5 times
yeah.
for
Those are
Breaking Bad.
great.
But it's funny. I watched Breaking Bad with my parents. I watched it with my ex. I watched it with my soon-to-be wife. I watched it with like girlfriend previous to that. Like it's always like this is a rite of passage. Like
Watch Breaking Bad with me.
you have to like these things, and if you do,
Yeah,
if not, like we'll never see eye to eye because
yeah.
I just don't understand how. Like it's funny, or like I said, the airplane or that
Yes.
dumb shit. Like if they're over there having a good time, like okay, they're gonna get me, and I'm all right. Because if not, I'm like, oh, that's a big red flag. They're not gonna
Right.
like anything that I talk about or do. Because that is me in a nutshell, is these forms of things. But yeah, so we watched that VCR. It's so funny. We're watching it and it's like, shit, I have to rewind it. I'm like, what? Like totally forgot like rewinding tape and stuff and all the like the graininess of it and everything
Yeah.
too. Like it was cool. It was cool to go back to VCR instead of Netflix has got it, like, but well, usually they don't have it. Netflix doesn't seem to have much of anything, but they're still. How much money do they make? Like $800 billion, especially in this lockdown. They're loving
I
it.
honestly feel like they have too many Netflix originals now. Like it's like just put out previously made movies, like good ones. Like why? Honestly, and that's the problem with Netflix too. When you sign into it, the first things you see are the Netflix made shows and the Netflix made movies. It's like, all right, like great. I guess you're pushing your brand, but for fuck's sakes, like I don't. I want to watch like an old school movie or a movie that I saw a long time ago, or uh, you know, I don't know. I just feel like I agree though. I feel like the selection is not great on the other side. Like you get tons of Netflix shit and then not so much other stuff. It's kind of frustrating. But
Yeah,
but the VCR thing is hilarious. Like it's like she had put that in there literally for this point in time. It's like this is gonna come in handy someday. I know it.
yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, yeah, well, there's nothing really. The internet's down. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, Katie and
Oh,
her parents have a big collection of VCRs. Like her parents' rec room, like there's many shelves. It's like a
V-
library of VCRs. Like they,
VHSs.
yeah, VHS. Sorry, yeah, that's right. Um,
They've got like 16 VCRs in there for some
yeah,
reason. Just
stacked.
they're all wired to another TV in the house or something.
But they're huge fans of movies and acting and all that stuff. Obviously, throughout the family, so they're really passionate. Have all that stuff. We used to do that with Beta before
Oh
that.
my god, beta tape.
We still have Beta tapes. My dad actually put them all on DVDs and digital, like all our
Oh, that's
kids
crazy.
films and stuff like that.
Some people are probably going to be like, "What the fuck is beta?" Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that's throwing it back big time. Dane's mom has a huge collection of DVDs. Like it's almost insane the amount of DVDs that she has. Um, so like she's good if Netflix goes down. She has a library, like honestly, a blockbuster amount of DVDs. It's yeah,
it's a
uh,
lot.
it's a lot. It has one wall of her basement, and then another room in their house has got shelves upon shelves of DVDs. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I guess it's funny too, because I guess if I ever needed to watch a movie or wanted to watch a movie, I just say, hey, do you have this one? And more than likely she probably has it. But they're more of a horror genre fan, so they have a lot of horror flicks. And
Katie loves horror movies, but constantly covers her eyes. I don't understand.
I'm on
Like
that. I'm in that boat. I'm in that boat too.
but I just like loves it though. Like, oh, let's watch a scary horror movie. Let's do. I'm
And she's like,
uh,
tell
like
me
a
when it's
good.
over.
I'm like, do you want a good horror movie or do you want like dumb campy shit that's just not jump scares and stuff? And she's so I was like, oh, it's fine, and I'll put on something and just like
Yeah.
in the corner the whole time, like, he's not even watching. Say, that was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, didn't even see it. Like, if it's just on audio, put on the headphones. I'll play Hunt for you, and then
Yeah. Oh my god.
that'll terrify you.
Seriously.
But
Especially when you're playing alone. Fuck me.
it's let's not get into that again.
No. So I was on the scary movie part genre though. Like Dane's always been a huge fan of scary movies as well. I'm not huge onto it, but I mean I'm getting better at watching them. There's always this thing between Kyle, Laura, and I where they'll want to watch a scary movie, and I'll just be like, I wouldn't even be there anyway, kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
oh, they're gonna run into an abandoned barn where this guy's gonna probably be. Like, why would you even run in there? And then my response is always, oh, I wouldn't even be there. I would. I just leave. I just walk out. Like, why are you even?
You're like, okay, guys, see ya.
All right, see ya. Yeah, I gotta go to work tomorrow. So see you guys later.
I don't understand. Like, they got to do something. Like, that's what I mean. A lot of horror movies are just kind of, but there are some unique ones.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, what was it? Babadook was good.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that, but Kyle told me that was actually pretty scary.
Very interesting take on that. And then once it ends, you'll be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
It's one of those movies you got to read up on it afterwards, and then it makes sense. You're like, well, isn't that fucking deep? Like, that was really cool. Babadook was really good. We watched The Lighthouse the other day.
Is that a horror movie?
Apparently.
Really?
It's like it's very artsy.
Yeah, I heard that.
Very slow. There's two people in this whole movie. It's black and white as well, and it's shrink down like 420p, like old school style, like it looks old, right? Lighting's amazing. It's really filmed well. The sets are awesome. The acting is really good. It's just it's a lot. Like, you'll just be like, what is going on? Like, and it just keeps getting more and more and more, and then it ends once again, and straight away, like, what is the meaning of The Lighthouse?
What is
like, what is going on? If you want to figure it out, and then when you start piecing it together and you see how meticulously put together this movie was, it is really impressive. Am I gonna watch it again? No. I don't know. To me, it had like, it was good, but it was just you're confused the whole time.
Yeah,
and there's just so much weird shit happens. I think the problem for me is reading reviews beforehand and getting it in your head that this is a masterpiece, right? And they're comparing it like what The Shining did for hotels, this does it for lighthouses. I'm like, I'm sold on that alone. I love The Shining. That's one of my favorite horror movies ever.
Right, but I get that. I get that comment about the hotels, because obviously everyone goes to hotels and they go on vacations and shit. But who the fuck goes to a lighthouse?
I mean, in terms of the insanity. And
got it.
In isolation.
Yeah.
And just what that does to a person.
I see.
And that's basically what it is. Is isolate like this. It's kind of like if if we were in a lighthouse and that's all we had to do is make sure the lighthouse keeps going, and you just live in a lighthouse.
Yeah, I don't know if I would enjoy that
for like 6-7 months. How crazy you'd go with only one other person and no interaction with anybody else.
Yeah, you probably lose your shit.
So, and they do, and it's really well done. I don't know if I could watch it again. Babadook is great. If you haven't seen that, I really do recommend you see that. Hereditary was really good too. Very disturbing. Ask you about that one. Have you seen that?
No, but I was going to ask you about it. I've heard it's a really good
very
movie.
Disturbing.
Again, not like scary in the sense of jump scares and stuff, but like unsettling feeling, scary kind of.
Unsettling, psychologically, just that's the type of horror I like.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that's like more humanized and like, this would be awful if this was happening. Here's the guy with the mask, he's chopping somebody up again. It's like slasher stuff is like, it's entertaining, but it's never sticks with you. I find like something like Hereditary would, or That's another movie. The way that ends is like,
What the hell? Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah.
Then you read up on it and it makes sense again. And you're like, okay, that was really well done then, I guess.
Mm.
Midsummer, that's another one if you've seen that.
No, but Kyle told me about it, and how
Woo!
fucked up that one is too.
It is. That's made by the same people who do
That one's
Hereditary.
on
So
Netflix, I think.
I don't.
Pretty
I
sure
don't
it
know if
is.
that. I saw it. I think it's on
The other,
Amazon Prime.
actually, you're
Maybe.
right. Amazon Prime. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Um. That was a really tough movie to watch, and it's done in such a way like there's a lot of drug use
Mm.
in it, and I've never done drugs, surprisingly. With the way I am, people the techno guy, like
You're like, whoa.
obviously he's doing cocaine. No, not at all. I've never touched anything. But I feel like you feel like you're on drugs when you're watching that movie at certain areas where they're actually on drugs. They
Mm.
film it really well, and I have not the slightest idea, but I feel like they nailed what it's like to be on those things, like mushrooms and
LSD,
acid and LSD, whatever the hell is
all that
going on in
stuff.
this thing. But I
Yeah.
feel like the movement of stuff, like they did a really good job that you too feel like, holy shit. And I feel like people, if you are getting high or do whatever the hell you do and watch this movie, that it'll be even so intense for you because I bet you that's what it's actually like.
I have a feeling that Kyle took an edible and watched that movie. I just have a feeling. So,
Well, that's what I mean. Like, how do you even get through it? Like, cause I watch with my brother, and he likes his weed or whatever, and like
that reefer.
that reefer, brother. But once again,
Great.
I don't know.
Great.
I don't know. I am around people that, but like the look on his face at all times was just one of pure like sweaty terror.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, this must be so uncomfortable to watch. Like I'm uncomfortable and I have no idea. But that movie goes places, man, that you're just like, what? It just weird, and then it ends. Oh, that movie like makes a little more sense than Hereditary did, the way it ended.
Yeah.
But it is still just the whole plot to even come up with that and to write it out in the screenplay. And oh my god, that movie that's a tough watch. I'd watch it again, but that's really tough to watch.
Mm.
Amazing. If you have you seen that or no?
Midsummer?
Yeah.
No. Dude, I have to be completely honest with you. I am.
It's not scary.
No.
It's disturbing, and that's the difference.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, my capacity for scary movies is at a very, very thin line, and but I would like to. I want to expand. I guess what I'm getting at is I do want to watch the more like, as you say, like mental scary kind of unsettling
Yeah.
feeling movies rather than watching the slasher ones a lot. Because I mean, so for example, like Dane told me that when she was a kid, the movie, there's actually a remake coming out. This is why we watched it. I guess Jordan Peele is doing another version of the Candyman.
Candyman, yeah.
Candyman. So we watched the 90s version of Candyman because Dane said that it scared her when she was a kid. Like she wasn't scared of any other like scary movies when she was a kid. She used to love them. But for some reason, Candyman kind of gave her the creeps. So we watched it, and I'd never seen it before. And yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. And then it's funny. It ends, and I was like, oh, like that was kind of funny. That was kind of good. Funny. It was kind of good. Like, I don't know. Like it wasn't scary. It was kind of weird, but it wasn't scary really. There were some jumps, I guess, but nothing that really should really be that bad. And she's like, yeah, I honestly can't tell you why I was that scared of it when I was a kid. She's like, now I'm watching it and I'm like, what was I thinking when I was little? And I'm like, yeah, but the I bet you the the graphics and the makeup and all the stuff that they did back then was probably creepy then. And obviously the thought of someone crawling through your mirror in your bathroom after you say Candyman 5 times is obviously kind of like a little bit unsettling, but
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's one of those things where like you watch a 90s movie today and you kind of go, Jesus, like these were the graphics and this was the makeup done. This is supposed to scare you. Like, what the hell? But
The only thing I'll say is, in my opinion, Jurassic Park
oh my God,
original destroys the new
so
ones.
so good.
The new ones, though, like the
Yeah,
with all the crap that goes on,
no, I know.
it does not
Yeah,
compete to how
yeah.
realistic and awesome it looked with practical
Actual
animatronics
robots. Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
as opposed to the CGI. It's
Yeah.
so fake. It just
Did
I
such a good
that's
job with the original Jurassic Park
so good.
in terms of the look of the dinosaurs, like, and even obviously the movement of them, you can tell. But I think there's a certain, again, a nostalgic feeling as well for that movie. But there's something about too much CGI, and I feel like those new Jurassic Park movies probably do that for sure. Like there's
Oh,
just too much
everything
of it to the point where you're like, this is fake. Like I can tell. Like this is crazy. Like there's just
and
too
everything's
much of it.
exploding too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everything's exploding. The island's exploding, and I just like, oh,
That's the thing
is
too.
this Michael Bay or is this
Yeah.
Jurassic
Oh my
Park?
god.
Like,
And all the explosions are fake as well. Like they're superimposed into the film as well, right? Where back in
yeah,
the 90s, explosions were explosions. Like they actually blew shit up, you know, to make things look real. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I agree. I agree for sure about that.
Jumanji, I like the original better than the new stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But I liked the way that they went with the new Jumanjis though. I haven't seen the second one, but the first one, I mean, I think Kevin Hart's funny, but like, and like Jack Black sometimes, but like, I don't know. I thought that the premise of it and the way they went about that movie was a cool idea. But I am a personal big fan of Robin Williams, so yeah, there's nothing that's gonna beat that old Jumanji for me. Period.
My opinion why, and it's very simple too. It's not just the CGI was completely ridiculous. It was just, I remember in the first one as opposed to the new one, the video game ones. The first one had many more things that happened.
Yeah.
The whole board game, they were doing this and this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And sometimes they were smaller, sometimes they're a bigger thing. I found in the game like 3 or 4 things happened that were grand in scale, but by the time it was over, like the movie's done. Like they
Yeah.
only had a budget for 4 scenarios.
Yeah.
Where in the original was like,
Tons.
here's a bunch of birds for
Yeah.
the one, and you're like, oh, that's crazy. And then what's the
Yeah.
next one? Like you were just like, I can't wait to see what the next phase is and what happens. Like there was so much to
Yeah.
look forward to on the whole board.
Yeah.
Where in this one it was like 3 things happen, and then the budget's done, and the movie's over because they took so long in these pieces, and it's just like I don't know.
And you kind of liked how I kind of liked how the game was pretty much brought into that city. Like, you know what I mean? Like the slowly but surely the whole place and that house was turned into the jungle and Jumanji. Like I thought that was pretty cool. Like all of
Yeah,
a sudden there's a river and it's raining and there's a friggin' jungle inside this place. The house gets ripped in half. You know, there's monkeys, there's spiders, there's mosquitoes that, poke through glass. Like it's just like,
and Monkey.
the
Yeah,
hell?
there's
You
just
know what
there's
I
so
mean? Like,
much more happening. I
yeah,
thought,
I totally agree. Yeah.
and the way they combined, and the poacher
God, now I
just
want to
gets
watch that.
dropped into the world, and he's just tracking you now too. It's just like it was so much cooler of a
Hmm.
story.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
For
video
sure.
games are cool. I get it, what they're doing. It makes sense. That's the direction it probably had to go. But I don't know.
Yeah,
It's still. I'd take the original
for
every
sure.
time
The
over that.
concept of the original is far better. For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's been an hour and 12 minutes. So we're going to say goodbye. But you know what, I would want to bring this up beforehand. I am thinking of doing this in a different way. Maybe next time, maybe we do it, as you say, maybe later at night. Not later, but I mean like, at night at some point. And actually providing the link for the Zoom chat in our social media. So anyone that wants to join in will
This would be great.
will have that opportunity. However, we will not permit them to have audio or video, but we will we'll give them the opportunity to chat on the like type chat. So if we talk about something or bring something up and they want to chime in, or if they want to bring in, say if we're talking about movies like we just were, they bring up a movie that they enjoyed and then we talk about it, or something like that. So that's a
Yeah, a
concept.
little more interaction.
Exactly. So that's a concept I'm working on, to see if maybe anyone wants to chime in, or I mean, again, during this isolation time, I think it could be fun. A lot of people are at home, and you literally don't even have to pay for Zoom. You literally just register, and you get the basic one right off the bat, and it's for free. And then I'll post the link to the meeting probably the day before or the day of, and then anyone can join. And I'll let everyone know ahead of time when that happens. So something we're working on for sure. I think it'll be fun.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's God, I felt like it went by super quickly, but um, there will be more hunt played today and other things, I'm sure. But
That's
actually, my speaking of Zoom chats, my granddad turns 85 today, and we are doing a family birthday party Zoom chat. So everybody's joining in the Zoom, and we're gonna have like a little chat for his birthday, because obviously you can't see him because he lives in a retirement home, and they have those places kind of shut down. No one's allowed in or out, basically. So
I just
anyway,
realized what's the date today? 16th?
today.
My birthday comes up 24th this
There you
month.
go. Oh my God.
So
Birthday podcast. No, I'm kidding.
birthday podcast, baby.
That'd actually be hilarious. We have like all these people join in on your birthday for the Zoom chat. That'd be hilarious. Oh my
I'm
God.
just wearing a party hat.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we're gonna finish her off, and we will talk soon. And everyone else, stay safe out there. Wash your hands, and yeah, don't touch your face. So yeah, take care, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.